Everything in this game only works when you do. Doors don't open until you reach them. Puzzles don't activate until you interact. Encounters don't start until you're in position. Nothing happens on its own. And that's the first thing that doesn't make sense. Because if this place was truly abandoned, things wouldn't wait for you. They would fail randomly, break unexpectedly, collapse without warning. But that never happens. Instead, everything responds with precision. Exactly when you arrive, exactly when you act, exactly when you're ready to move forward. Which raises a simple question. Why does the entire factory behave like it's waiting for you? Now look at how your progression is structured. You never reach a point where the game becomes impossible. You never face a situation with no solution. You never get completely blocked. There is always a path. Not a hidden one, not a lucky one, a designed one. Every room leads somewhere. Every puzzle unlocks progression. Every challenge pushes you forward. That's not survival. That's structure. And structure means intention. It also means consistency. Because if you step back and look at the entire experience, there are no true interruptions in that structure, no sections where the system breaks its own logic, no moments where progression stops working entirely, no points where the environment becomes uncontrollable. Everything follows the same rule. You act, and the world responds. And that consistency is what makes it unnatural. Because real environments don't maintain perfect logic under decay. They become unpredictable. But this place doesn't lose control. It maintains it, constantly. But it gets more specific than that, because these puzzles aren't just obstacles, they're focused. Each one isolates something: timing, reaction speed, spatial awareness, adaptation under pressure. They're not random difficulties placed in your way. They are controlled scenarios, and they escalate. Not abruptly, not unpredictably, gradually, like something is measuring how much you can handle, like something is calibrating difficulty based on your progression. And if that's happening, then the environment isn't just reacting, it's evaluating. And that's where the second problem appears. If the toys were truly the danger, if they were unstable, failed experiments, why don't they behave like it? They don't overwhelm you instantly. They don't remove all escape options. They don't eliminate you the moment they have the chance. Instead, they pressure you. They chase you, but not relentlessly. They corner you, but not completely. They force movement, but not failure. There is always just enough space to react, just enough time to escape, just enough opportunity to continue. And that balance never breaks. Not once. Even when the tension increases, even when the situation feels more dangerous, the same pattern remains: pressure without termination. And that's not how a real threat behaves. That's how controlled pressure behaves. Enough to test you, but not enough to stop you. And that changes what these encounters actually are. Because if they're not designed to end you, then they're designed to engage you, to force decisions, to force reactions, to force adaptation, over and over again. And every time you succeed, the system doesn't collapse. It continues, like it expected that outcome. Now connect that with something even more important. The experiments we see are already complete. Huggy, Mommy, all of them. They exist as finished results. They are not being created during your playthrough. They are not being tested anymore. They are outcomes, proof of something that already worked, which creates a contradiction. If the experiments are already finished, why is the system still active? Why are there still structured challenges? Why does the environment still respond? Why does everything feel like it's still running a process? There shouldn't be a process anymore, unless the process didn't end, unless it moved on, unless it needed something new to continue. Because when you look at the system as a whole, everything aligns around one thing: you. Nothing progresses without your input. Nothing activates without your presence. Nothing completes without your actions. Even the pacing of the game depends on you. If you stop, everything pauses. If you hesitate, nothing advances. If you don't move, the system doesn't proceed. That's not coincidence. That's dependency. You are not inside the system. You are what the system responds to, and the deeper you go, the more obvious it becomes. The challenges become tighter, the timing becomes stricter, the pressure becomes more controlled, the margin for error becomes smaller. But still, you are never completely stopped. You are never removed. You are never prevented from continuing. You are allowed to proceed every single time. Even failure doesn't remove you permanently. It resets you, places you back into the system, allows you to try again. And that reinforces the same idea. You are not meant to be eliminated. You are meant to continue. And that removes the idea of randomness completely. This isn't survival. This is progression under observation. Because real danger doesn't scale like this. Real danger doesn't adjust itself to your level. Real danger doesn't consistently allow continuation. But a test does. A test starts simple, then increases difficulty, then measures performance. And that's exactly what happens here. Every section introduces a new demand. Every encounter tests a different response. Every solution requires adaptation, not repetition. Adaptation. And adaptation is something you measure, something you evaluate, something you compare, like something is collecting results, like something is determining whether you pass or improve. And if that's true, then everything you've been doing changes meaning. You're not solving puzzles, you're passing stages, you're not escaping threats, you're responding to stimuli, you're not surviving the factory, you're being processed by it. And then there's the most important detail of all. You don't actually make real choices. There are no alternate paths, no meaningful decisions, no divergent outcome. Even when it feels like you're choosing, you're not. You're following the only available route, every time. And that means your freedom is controlled, not through direct force, but through design. The system doesn't need to control you physically. It controls you structurally, by removing every option except the one it wants. And because of that, your progression isn't just guided, it's inevitable. You move forward, because that's the only possible direction. And if everything you do is guided like that, then your progression isn't yours. It's predetermined, which leads to the final conclusion. If the experiments are finished, if the system only activates when you arrive, if every challenge is structured around your abilities, if nothing truly stops you, if failure only resets you, and if your path is completely controlled, then you are not escaping anything. You are completing something. You were never the victim. You were never the one being hunted. You were the next phase from the beginning. The system didn't trap you. It received you. And everything that happens after that is part of the same process. A process designed to take you from entry to completion. And whatever is waiting at the end is not an exit. It's a result. Because if you were never meant to fail, then reaching the end isn't survival. It's confirmation. Confirmation that the system worked again. Confirmation that the process can continue. Confirmation that you passed. And if that's true, then the real question isn't how you get out, it's what you become when you finish.